Hi, Dhruv. Thank you for doing this. Okay, let's have a
Mhm,
quick intro about yourself. Like, where are you
mhm,
from? What are you doing currently now? And
mhm,
which university have you studied or studying? And which?
mhm. Yep. So first of all, I'm Dhruv, as you mentioned, and I'm happy to be here right now and be of any help I can. So I did my bachelor's in India. It was in computer science engineering, and after that, I directly started applying for masters in management. So I wanted to get into product management, and I realized that I don't like coding or a software engineering job. So for me, the right choice was masters in management. I applied to a few universities. I almost got admitted to all of them. And one of your question was that why did I pick this particular university? So
Mm,
for me, brand name mattered a lot because it plays a very big role or a very good value when you're looking looking into it with a long term lens. So I felt that if it's an Ivy League tech, it's perfect for me. So that's why I chose Cornell over I was choosing Cornell over Chicago Booth. It was a hard choice, but then again the Ivy League tag. So uh, recently I finished this year. I finished graduated from with a master's in management from Cornell,
mm,
and right now I'm in the job search journey, which is like the most hectic part or the most problematic part about being in the US.
mm.
But yeah, that's about my journey, and happy to answer more questions on this.
Okay, apart from Cornell University, what other universities have you applied to?
I applied to around 7 universities. I applied to Chicago Booth. I applied to Georgetown. I applied to Kellogg. I applied to UIUC, Boston University, and University of Maryland. And there was one more. I don't. Oh, I guess Cornell. Yeah, those
Oh,
are the only universities.
right, right. Okay, how do you select Cornell and Masters in Product Management, right?
Yeah. So for me, I just want to clarify your question. You are saying how did I select the course, right?
Course and Cornell also. Cornell because of Ivy League. Okay, that's fine. Why
Yeah.
product management?
Yeah, so when you are, as I mentioned, I was doing my bachelor's in computer science engineering. So it's ideally it's like software engineering thing, but product management is something which is closely aligned with software engineering. And when
Mm,
you are doing CS, you get to learn about product management as well.
mm,
So when I was, exploring that, I realized that okay, this is something where it's like a perfect mix of half technology and half management. This is where I'm more aligned with, and not just the coding part. So that's when I figured out okay, if I want to get into product management now, what I
mm,
lack is management experience. I would need those strategy courses, I would need marketing and all other courses to understand what's a GTM and all. So that is how I decided MIM. There was another option which is MEM, Masters in Engineering Management, but I didn't take that because most of the MEM programs were heavily focused on engineering courses as well, which I didn't want to replicate because I studied it for 4 years and I already had enough technical courses done.
mm, mm. Understood.
Mhm.
Okay, have you taken theory, GMAT, IELTS, or any other standardized test?
Yeah, I have taken GMAT and IELTS. My IELTS score was around 7.0. Yeah, no, it was 7.5. And for GMAT, it was 660. I gave the old classic version, not the focus one.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, do you think these scores play a significant role in securing your admission to Cornell?
Not really. I mean, it would have been better if I didn't give my GMAT score because my CGPA was very high. Yeah, it was around 8.7 or 8 point something,
Uh-huh.
around, it was close to 9. So if you have a
Mm,
good CGPA, then I would recommend either get a GMAT score around above 700 or don't
mm,
apply with a GMAT, because if I had done that, I would have gotten even better scholarship. So it's like GMAT and GRE scores are not something that are mandatory. If a school is saying that it's optional, don't chase it because it takes so much time. I had to give up like one month or 1.5 months. I could have spent those months on building a project or
mm,
another MVP product for a product. It would have been more helpful to me rather than this particular thing. And also I had the CGPA, like a good CGPA, so that complements it. But if you don't have a good CGPA, then you might focus on it. But again, if you're not getting a good score in 1 or 2 months, then just leave it. It won't play a very big deciding factor. Schools like Cornell and Booth and all the like top 20 or top 50 universities, they look at your profile in a more broader aspect, so they are not just focused on the scores. You need, like, your score shouldn't be something like 6.0 CGP or something, and you have so many backlogs. So if that's not the case, you are good to go.
Okay,
Mhm.
coming to I-20 part,
Mhm.
when did you receive your I-20 after getting admitted, and how long did it take?
Uh, so the process to get I-20, it was very instant. Like, I-20 is something that's processed by the universities, and you just need to upload some documents. I guess there's a funding documentation required in some universities. I don't think Cornell requires funding documentation, but they just require you to fill a form or something like that. So once you fill it, you get it within, let's say, 7 days. I'm not sure right now, but it was much quicker than 7 days. So it's
Mm.
like a very fast process. The harder part is the next steps, which is like dealing with the visa process and going through the whole visa portal thing. So I-20 is very quick.
Okay. Okay, how much fund did your university ask you to show? Like one
Uh,
year course fund?
mhm. Yeah, it was for 1 year program. So the fund was around 85,000, and there was like a scholarship deduction, but I guess it was like I had to show 85,000, all of it.
Okay,
$85,000.
that is 1 year fee or a full course fee is that?
It's not just the fees, it was like fees plus living expenses, so housing and everything included.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did university ask for any other financial documents like bank statements or sponsor letter?
No, no, no. University doesn't ask for that, but I think when I went to the visa office, they didn't ask for it, but I had
Mm,
gone prepared with every all of it. So at
mm.
that time, I had all the document that you
All the
mentioned.
documents means like, can
Yeah,
you?
so the bank statement, then there was like funding documentation, basically a certificate of you had this much fund when
Oh,
you
mm,
checked. So there's a certificate kind of thing. Then there are like house property agreement. So what's the valuation of your house and all those things, even the gold uh, pricing and all. So
mm,
all the documents that you can think of, there's like a, PDF or list as well that was shared to me, and this
mm,
is readily available. So I tried to prepare all the documents that I got. But I just want to mention that my visa like we'll come to that later, but
mm.
just giving a heads up that it was very quick, so they didn't ask for any document, or they didn't really look at
Okay.
any of
But
it.
university to issue I-20, they didn't ask any financial documents.
No, no, no. Just the funding documentation. So I'm not very clear, but Cornell didn't ask for it, but other universities, I'm very sure UIUC did ask for it. So UIUC admitted me very early, so I had to go through the I-20 process with them as well. So
Mm.
they asked for funding documentation where I had to show the bank balance of like the whole tuition fee plus living expenses.
Okay. Okay. Did you pay any deposit before getting I-20?
Yes. So the I-20 process was like only after you have confirmed your seat, and then only they send you the I-20. Yeah. So you have to pay the deposit fee.
Okay. Not the
Mhm.
full tuition.
No, not the full tuition fee, just the
Now,
deposit part.
okay, right. Have you secured any loan for this education loan?
I did take education loan. So half of my tuition fee was covered with the education loan.
Okay. Okay. Does the
Mhm.
bank require the I-20 form or is the admit letter is sufficient to process the loan?
Uh, dad did the whole process, so I'm just thinking about it. First of all, I mentioned that I used only half of the loan, but while
Mm.
sanctioning it, I took all, like I wanted all of it, so I used half of it, but I my loan
Uh-huh.
was for the full expense. Now for the
Mm.
process, I think admit letter was enough, but there were other formalities as well. So I remember that this was a hectic process and it depended on the bank. So earlier
Mm.
we planned to take it from Union Bank and their process was very hectic. So it was like your house valuation and so many house documents that are not even very, latest or you have readily available. So we had to cancel the process with Union Bank. We went with ICICI and still we had to show a few documents. So they did ask for a few documents, and I remember like housing was a part of it. So like the house valuation or something like that. So that was a part of it. But ideally, if you have a good bank, then admit letter is enough.
Okay. Okay, we'll
Mm,
jump into your F1 visa experience. Okay.
yeah.
How did you prepare your for the interview?
So firstly, for the preparation part, I like there were three pillars. Like I was guided into pillars and not in terms of questions. So the main way or the different thing that I did was not preparing in terms of question what they can ask. Instead, what I realized was there are three things they want to clear out. First thing,
Mm,
you are academically prepared. So you are prepared for this program and like you are very well prepared for the whole experience. That's one thing. Second thing is, what's the funding part? Like, is it covered, and the whole funding thing you have got it covered. And the third part is you want to come back to India and you are not going there to stay. So those were the three pillars. So I
mm,
prepared myself in a way that okay, I have a good answer for all these three, and I can explain it properly, and it's like a good like an authentic answer that comes across. So for the academic preparedness part, I didn't have to prepare a lot because many people told me that if you have gotten into a good university, then that's already covered. I actually realized it as well. They didn't ask too much on it. For the funding part, I had a clear answer, like the loan part, the house valuation as well. Like my friends and family have support as well, so all that part. For the third part, I had cleared out like, okay, I'll not just, instead of saying a fake answer that okay, I'm just going there to study and then immediately come back, I had a good authentic answer of I have a family business back in India, so I want to go there, I want to learn, or I want to work there for a couple of years and understand how companies work there and then come back with the exposure. So I had prepared an authentic answer for all these three pillars and not focused on the questions, and that helped me in the interview as well.
okay, right. Okay, how long
Mhm.
did you wait for a visa appointment slot?
A lot. So I don't remember the time, but yeah, again, it was a hectic process. So I was taking every single day. I would say 1 month or 1.5 month. And also I applied to all the universities in round one. So I had I-20 very early on. So I
Mm,
was waiting for the visa slots to open for a very long time.
okay. Okay, which
Yeah.
consulate did you attend your interview?
Yeah. I went to the Mumbai embassy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what
Mm.
time was your visa interview and how early did you reach the embassy?
So I don't remember the exact time, but I remember that it was around 9 or 10, so early in the morning.
Mm,
But there was one thing. So I went there half an hour or 45 minutes early.
mm,
Like I reached there very early, and
mm,
this was the thing. I mean, it's not very strict about the timing. So even if you have a slot at, let's say, 10:30, and you
mm.
reach there at 10 a.m., they would let you go in. Like they will see that if there's anyone who is already late or something, then they will give the person the priority first. But if all of the people have gotten inside, then they will give you the chance. So it's not very strict in terms of timing. I reached there early and I got the chance to join the line.
Okay, okay. Are there any security checks at the embassy?
Yes, many. So there are like three stages. So first part is you stand in the outside, like if there's the whole embassy gate, then there's a long line which is like on the footpath on the road, and there as well. Once you are about to reach the embassy, not even inside the embassy, just about to reach the embassy, there's like they will check your passport and I guess just the passport and I-20. So they'll just look at it and then let you go in. So that was the first check. Then once you enter inside the embassy, there's another check. Once you are about to reach the interview area, like there's another third place where it's like a closed auditorium kind of thing. And when you're about to reach there as well, they check that okay, are you prepared with the all the documents in your hand?
Okay, what documents did they ask for at the security?
So yeah, they wanted passport, DS 160, or I don't remember the number, but yeah, DS 160, and your I-20. These three documents were they wanted you to pick it outside and not keep inside the file and like keep it handily available.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the questions the visa officer asked and what was your reply?
Yeah. So I didn't like they didn't the person didn't ask me many questions. There were only two or three questions. Uh, as far as I remember, there were only three questions, and the first two questions were like a formality kind of thing. What's your plan? Like, why did you pick this course? And it was like they didn't want me to explain it a lot. I answered it like I was answering it, and they were like, okay, that's fine. So they didn't want to hear a lot about it. The only actual or real question was like, what's the funding part? Like, how are you planning to cover the funding? So that was the only question asked. I answered it in a way that okay, I already have a loan sanction and I do have a document proof and it's on the I-20 as well. Also, I have like family support and my dad's support. So if anything goes wrong, we can get it covered. So that was my answer for the main part. But other than that, they didn't ask too many questions.
Okay. What documents did you carry? And the visa officer asked any documents from you?
No, they didn't ask me for any documents. And also, as far as I remember, I was observing the whole auditorium. There was not a single person who was asked to show the any of the documents. Like there were many people who were asked so many questions. So like there were interviews where people were asked for like straight 10 minutes or 15 minutes back to back questions, but not they were not told to show the documents. It's either they pass you, like approve you the visa, or deny you, but they won't look into the documents. So that was one observation. For the documents, I carried almost everything like that you can ideally think of, like the main documents which are like passport, DS, I-20, then Xerox copies of it readily available, then like property documents, loan documents, gold documents, so anything you can show in funding aspect. My resumes, so that's like the academic preparedness, like if I were to show about internship or something like that. um, yeah, I think that was the only part that I like. Basically, the funding, all the documents that are required to show your funding or your like funding, how you are backed, and other part which is like resume and all professional things.
Okay, right. Okay, how much
Mhm.
funding did you show for the interview?
It was all of like so. I was required to show 85,000 as I mentioned. There was this balance
Okay,
statement for this.
that's the I-20 amount, right? 85,000
Yeah.
is your I.
Yeah. And you use the same document for the visa embassy as well. So for that document, I had shown instead of $85,000, I had shown around 90,000 or 91,000. So I used the same document for the visa as well.
Mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
People used to say we have to show 1.5 times of our I-20
No, no,
amount.
no. No,
Right.
that's not true. And also, the person who is asking you the question will only check your I-20 form. Like, oh, I forgot to mention that they will definitely ask for your passport and I-20, not other documents, but they'll definitely look at it. So in the I-20, your amount will be mentioned that this person has shown this much amount. So in that amount, if it's above your tuition and living expense, you are good to go. Like even if it's like $500 above it, that's okay, that's completely okay.
Okay, right, right.
Mhm.
Okay, what outfit did you wear on that particular day?
Uh, it was like business for I did wear a business attire, but I observed many people were in shorts and casual clothing, so I don't think that affected anything at all. But I was in business casual clothes. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, how many days did it take for your passport to be returned after your visa interview?
I don't remember this exactly, but I would say maybe a month. So I'm not very sure about it, so I would not quote a day on this.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Uh, any suggestion for upcoming F1 applicants on
Uh,
visa?
Yeah, the best thing that has helped me, I would advise on that only. See this in terms of the pillars that I told you. That's the main thing you can, think of. Like just break it down into three pillars, whether you're preparing for documentation, whether you're preparing for the interview, and then see you have enough documents to back it up. And also you have a good story. Like you don't even need to prepare it, because if you are right now, if you're coming to the US, you are not coming to, stay or something like that, because the situation here is very hard. So you are either getting into a good university and then coming, or you have a good plan already in your mind. So ideally, be authentic with your story and just be prepared that, okay, I have to prove these three things to the person. They are trying to evaluate this. How can I prove it? Maybe practice it with your friend or something if you are very nervous about it, but nothing more than that.
Okay. Okay. Can
Mm.
you tell how many bags you were allowed and the weight limits for check-in and cabin luggage?
For the flight,
Yes, yes, for the flight.
Um, so I took Emirates, and for Emirates, there's like a personal bag. You can have a personal item and carry-on bag. Both are different, so I did carry it differently. For the luggage bag, it was 22.5, 22.52 luggage, and they don't check the size of it. So I was confused, like, can I get an extra large bag or a large bag? I did go with large, and I had to compress all my stuff into it. But if I had gotten an extra large bag as well, it wouldn't have been a problem. So if
Mhm.
anyone's coming next year, you are like, don't look at the sizing of the bag. No one will check it. I have traveled inside the country as well a few times. No one checks it. So sizing is not an issue. For the weight limit, they are particular about the weight limit, but only like they will give you 1 or 2 kgs extra, room. If you exceed 1 or 2 kgs, they won't say anything, but if it's more than that, they might charge you extra.
Okay, right. Okay, did you carry any food items or anything that caused issues during screening process?
So I'm a Gujarati, and I'm going to say that I didn't carry food items, so don't judge me on that. But yeah, I didn't carry it, but I remember like a friend of mine was traveling with me, and he had food items in the bag. So they are not very like problematic about it, unless and until it's not like you have to properly pack it. It should be sealed and all. So if you have it open, then that might be an issue. But if it's properly sealed, they won't say anything.
What are the items that are not allowed in our luggage? Did that-
Ideally, yeah. Ideally, anything, if for the luggage, you can't put any electronics items or anything that has a battery or something like that. Also, there was just clearing a myth that you can't carry a thermometer. I did carry one, so if it's a normal like digital one, then you are good to go. It's okay. um Other than that, there are restrictions on like flammable items, which is like you can't carry deo or something like that. But don't focus too much on that. I did carry perfume and deodorants in my luggage as well, so they are not very particular about it. Only I would say electronic items and anything that's suspicious. So if you are carrying something like a product that might, that's very sharp, or something that
uh,
might make them check it. So if it's not very suspicious, then anything is covered, like except for the electronics.
okay. Can we carry
Mhm.
with this homemade masalas, pickles, homemade thing?
Yeah, yeah, all of it is good. They won't check it. Just don't carry it open. Like if it's open, then I think that might cause issues. I was given very strict information from all of my friends that properly seal it. So we had it sealed completely.
Okay. Are we allowed to
Yeah.
carry medicines with us during the trip? Any
Yes.
documentation needed?
So you can carry medicines, and there's no checking on that. I did carry, like, I have a proper bundle of medicines, but what I did was, inside the medicine I did place a bill as well. So just place a bill and prescription that these are normal medicines, so that even if they check, they get it like readily available, and they don't have to make a mess about it. So just put the bills and any prescription you can, if you can. Otherwise, if it's normal medicine, it's not gonna be of any issue. But if they are like some, if you're diagnosed with something, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
What clothes can we purchase in India or US, which is the smart move?
So for me personally, I had spent a lot in India. Like I had prepared everything. Like as I mentioned, I didn't carry food items, but my clothing were a lot. So even when I reached here, two of my bags were parceled here. So I bought almost all the clothes in India. That's me. But if I were to advise someone now, I would say maybe do it half hour, like carry some basic necessities. But here in US, things are not very expensive. You're
Mm.
already spending 80,000 or 60,000 or 70,000, then maybe spend 1,000 more and you'll find much better quality clothes here and also the variety. So I really like, wide leg jeans and all, but you get very less variety in India. Here you will see a lot of them. So someone who is very, enthusiastic about looking good, it's
Mm,
better to purchase here. Obviously it's going to be a little more expensive, but
mm.
not very expensive. So it ultimately depends on you.
Okay. Did you use any TSA locks for your bags or?
No, I didn't use the ATS locks. I used the normal one. So my bag was normally locked. So I was like, they don't break it, but if they want to break it, it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Any suggestion or guidelines on how should one pack for? Yes.
Yeah. For the packing part, I would say don't make the mistake that I did, like carrying too many clothes. That's number one. Just carry the basic necessities. Also, the only main advice I would say is don't stress about it. People make it like a very big thing, but you don't have to worry about it. So I was told that carry a pressure cooker, do this, do that, do that. Like ultimately, when you are in the US, it's not gonna be of very big difference. So let's say you had to buy something here, it might cost you $10 more, but you won't realize it in between all the costs that you are already taking and you are spending on other things. So don't stress about it because that's not of like a good value or that's not a good investment. Instead be relaxed, just focus on the main items that you want. Like if you're going to cook something, maybe carry some cooking essentials, maybe carry some snacks and all, and carry your clothing that you might need. But making it a hectic process will ultimately not be in your favor. If you miss something, you'll be able to buy everything here. I didn't carry blanket. Blanket was easily available here. Pillow was a bit expensive here, so I would have preferred to carry a pillow. But again, not a big deal. So most of the things are readily available here. So even if you miss it, it's okay. Even the medicines.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Could you please advise on the types of insurances like health insurance or medical insurance or travel insurance that we might need for our journey?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm like for the travel insurance, I'm not a person, not personally a big fan of it because I won't spend extra on it. Like you are traveling, I am like, what's gonna happen? So I don't want to jinx it, but yeah. So I am not a big fan of travel insurance, but for the health insurance, if you are with a university, I think it's mandatory for almost all the international students. For Cornell, it was mandatory, it was a part of it, and
Mm,
I would recommend that like you can't afford to live in US if you don't have a health insurance. Like get it, even if anything, like obviously something's gonna happen, even if a small cut or anything, and if you have to just visit a doctor to ask it like what is it, then they will
mm,
charge you for 300 or for $400. This has personally happened to me, and
mm,
since I had the health insurance, it was very good. So don't even think about not having an health insurance. And
mm,
if your university is giving it to you, then that's the best choice. If not, then look into some good options. There are Aetna and other health insurance companies that will help you out on student discount. So maybe
mm.
look into that. I didn't have to look into it, so I don't have much information. But go with the one that your university suggests.
Okay, right. Okay,
Mhm.
what did you do for your Forex card and SIM cards? Any suggestions for students?
Yeah, so I got the Mint mobile because I like when I looked at the pricing here for the SIM cards, it was like $30, $35. I was like, this is crazy expensive when you convert it into Indian rupees. So I got the Mint mobile. It's the most cheapest one, and I talked to my seniors. It works perfectly fine in Ithaca, where I was going to live. So Mint mobile was the right choice for me. And it's gonna be, if you are looking for price, like from the price perspective, Mint Mobile is good, but sometimes it doesn't give you coverage in some particular cities, so you have to be cautious about it. For the Forex card, I did get one international Forex card with my like a debit card. Yeah, it was a debit card, which is an international one. So I did carry it for the initial few weeks, but I had already scheduled an appointment with Chase Bank. Like Chase Bank is very nearby from where I had gotten my living place in Ithaca. So I scheduled the appointment, and it was literally on the next day when I landed in Ithaca. So I got the bank account open and I got the debit card from there. So I haven't used my Forex card a lot. I was reliant on the bank deposit only. I was getting my funds deposited into my US bank account and then using it.
Okay, okay, right.
Mm.
Okay. move to port of entry section. Okay. Which
Mhm.
airport did you land at in the US?
Yeah, so I landed in the New Jersey airport, and it was a very bad experience. I mean, I landed at night, and I had to stay for like 7 or 8 hours on the airport because there were no buses to go get to Ithaca at night. So for those 7 hours, New Jersey is not the right place or not the right airport to spend the night because the security is not really high, and New York airport is much better. So I would say it was not a wise experience, but you if you are like sensible about it, if you are not very much worried about which washroom you are using, because the bad
Mm.
cases or the bad experiences happen only if you are using a washroom, you are leaving your stuff out or something like that. So if you don't have anything about that, then any airport would be fine for you. But ideally prefer, like, since it's your first journey, don't make the mistake that I did. Instead travel to like New York or the main airports, and then if you are taking a bus, then take the bus. Also, if you find a direct flight, like there were no direct flight from India to Ithaca, but if you are not going in Ithaca and there's a direct flight, prefer that. That's better.
Okay. Okay. Did you face
Mm.
any issues at the port of entry?
Your voice got distorted. Can you please repeat that?
Did you face any issues at the port of entry?
No, I didn't face any issues, and it was a very quick process. So they just checks your document. Maybe also I want to mention my I-20 was cracked. So there was it was toned down, and I was very worried about it that they might not accept
Mhm.
it, but they were okay with it. Like I was ready to show that. Can I show it in my phone? I don't have a different copy, but I can open my luggage after getting it. So I was ready with all the answers, but they were like, okay, it's fine, no worries. So even if it's stone or something, they're good to go with it.
Okay. What questions they asked
They didn't ask
at the port?
question. They just looked at my passport. Yeah, they looked at my passport. They looked at my I-20, and it was just, yeah, have a good experience. That's it.
Okay. Were you asked to show your WhatsApp, your social media
No,
accounts,
no,
your phone?
nothing. They are very friendly, and they were like very welcoming.
Okay. Did any
Mhm.
of your friends face problems at the port of entry or a deportation recently?
No, I don't remember any of my friends facing problem. Mostly the process was same. At when you arrive, things might have changed now, but at that time when you arrive, they just looks at your document, and if everything is good, they'll just let you go.
Okay. Okay. How much
Mhm.
money can we carry in cash, and are there any limitation to that?
I don't remember about the limit because I was not planning to carry a lot of cash, so I didn't look into the limit. But ideally, I would not recommend you to carry a lot of cash because I was carrying only $500 in cash, and I still have around 300 or 400 cash left. Like the only places where I have spent cash is like for the haircut here, because that's where you cash is required. But otherwise, no one will spend on, like, you won't be doing the transactions in cash here, so
Mm.
it's not recommended to have carry cash with you. Instead, maybe get a card, international card, and then put your money into that so that it's convenient and safer for you. And then carry around 200 or $300, or maybe 500 at max, not more than that.
Okay. How many days prior to the start of your program did you arrive in the US?
It was around 12 days ago. Yeah. So my program was going to start on 21st. The orientation was on 21st, and I arrived on 9th or 8th. Yeah, 9th or 8th. And I remember that in my house, like we were like four people living in the same house. I was the only one to come at first. Almost all of my friends were coming after like me arriving. Also, a few of my friends in the university came on the very last day. So it's common that people just arrive into the US and then start the program. But ideally, I would say 15 days are more than enough.
Okay. What is the earliest date we can arrive there?
You can't arrive earlier than 1 month. So if your program start date is 20, you can arrive 30 days before it. That's the max allowed legally. So that's the only earliest you can arrive.
Okay, okay. Okay, where did you stay after landing and how did you manage the accommodation?
Yeah, so I had finished my housing process and everything while I was in India. So I landed in New Jersey, as I mentioned. I spent the night on the airport. I was just sitting there for 7, 8 hours. I took the bus and arrived in Ithaca. I was with one of my friend, and then I went to the place that I had rented. So I was directly inside my house. So that's how I didn't have to like book any other hotel or anything like that.
Okay. How did you find your housing there?
It's very so. First of all, Ithaca is one of the cities where the transportation is very light, even better than in New York City. So for me, getting to my place wasn't an issue. Also, if you were to find your place, US is very advanced in terms of Google Maps. So in India, there are few areas where you might not be able to navigate it properly, but in US, you can also view the like 3D location of the place and you can see what's the neighborhood. So it's very accurate and you just put your location into it. It will not be something compared to India where you might face an issue in getting there. It's very easy in here.
Okay. Are there any WhatsApp groups or how to find accommodation in US?
Yeah, I would say the university WhatsApp groups are the best thing because almost every single university is going to have a WhatsApp group. Also, if you're from India, the Indian community is very strong and will almost always have an Indian WhatsApp group as well. So that's the best thing. Secondly, you can go on Facebook. I didn't use it a lot because I didn't have to. The WhatsApp group was good enough for me. But Facebook groups are also present, so you can post there. You can just search your college and your community if you are specific about the community. Third thing is official groups. So there are select groups and all. You can ask your university, they will also create an official group. So that was also created. Not many people use it, but also still you get the access to people, so you can DM the people. So that's third way. Not many people use it, but it still exists.
Okay. Okay. Do
Mhm.
we require a security deposit?
Yeah, so security deposit was required for almost all the houses. And I would like to give one advice here that do look into the history. Like, if you can find a person who already stayed in that place, just ask, are they going to refund you the security deposit? But because I have heard many times that many people don't fully refund it, they will just make excuse that you broke this, you broke that, and
Mm.
they'll charge you for it.
Okay, right. Okay, did you need any local ID or bank account proofs to finalize the accommodation?
No. So for student housing, it's very easy, and that's the only part. After student housing, it has been very hard for me. But if you are coming here for the first time and you are a student, then it's a very smooth process. They'll
Mm.
just be okay with your student admit letter. That's it.
Okay. Okay, what are the
Mm.
essential documents you think students must always keep with them in the US?
Um, Firstly, the main documents that are required for visa. So that's DS, your I-20 and your passport.
Mm.
And once you arrive here, you will get I-94 as well. So that's another document you should carry.
Mm.
Once you are here, if you have gotten an on-campus job, you can get an SSN card.
Mm.
Um, I think that's it. And many people have the driving license as well. I didn't have an international, like I had one back in India. I didn't get any new driving license here, but you can carry that as well. So those are the main documents. Other than that, keep your resume, internship, and all handy as documents as well, because that helps you as well in some places. Other than that, the funding documents that I talked about, I have never used it, but people recommend that you carry them anytime you require it. Once you are once you have graduated, then the main part starts because you are on OPT. So at that time you have to carry like the essential documents even more, like with even more caution, because at that time you might be asked to show it. When you're a student, you don't have to worry about it at all because you are going to stay with the university, and if anything happens you can get a new print and you can show it. So don't worry about it a lot when you are with the university.
Okay, okay. Okay, please give some insights about part-time jobs there as a student.
uh, yeah, so the main thing is be proactive about it, and don't be like, okay, I'll look into it once I reach there,
Mm.
because it's not a game of skills. So if you want to get the
Mm.
part-time job, part-time on-campus job, then it's not going to depend on your skills. It's going to depend on how early you start and how much efforts you're putting in, because they are just they know that these are students and they don't have much experience or something like that. So they just want smart students. You just once it opens, if you start applying immediately, you are very likely to get a job. But if you reach here and then you start looking for it, it might get hard. I mean, most of my friend were able to find it even though they started late, but it was not quick and it was very uncertain. So they were looking for a few months and then they got one position. So you have to talk to your friends that can you help me with this. So you have to do all of that. But the best advice would be just start early. Once you know, okay, roles have opened up, just start applying.
Okay. Okay, Dhruv. Thank you so much for patiently answering all these questions. Your inputs will be extremely valuable to the upcoming students. Thank you so much.
No worries
Anything
at all.
you want to share apart from these questions?
Um, so I would say like almost all of the thing is covered, but just trying to repeat one point here. Don't stress a lot about it, because the main part was getting an admission into a good college. Once
Mm,
it's done, you don't have to worry about like visa process. I don't know if it has become complicated now, but it was smoother when I was getting here. Visa process is smooth, travel is smooth, housing is smooth. We talked about part-time job, that's smooth as well. So don't stress a lot. The real save it for this, the save the stress for the job search part, because when you are a student, when you are with a university, it's very safe. The university will help you in all the ways they can. So
mm,
it's your golden period. Don't spend your stress there. Once you graduate, save it for that. Then at that time you will have to use it.
Okay. Thank you so
Mhm,
much, Dhruv. Thank you for doing
mhm,
this gracefully, for accepting this.
mhm. No worries, no worries. I'm grateful if I was of any help to you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you
Mm.
so much.